Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, guys. Welcome back. I am back. It's a new day, which means it's a current vlog. It's a new day, which means it's a new daily vlog. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Happy Wednesday, y'all. I am getting ready to cook some dinner. And y'all, I feel so bad because I sent my husband to work with no dinner, y'all. I didn't realize what he told me, but I forgot that he was working overtime today, y'all, and I sent my baby with no freaking dinner. He was like, oh, don't worry about it, I'll stop and grab me something to eat for later on. I was like, oh, I feel bad, y'all. But anyway, I am cooking some fried chicken today, and I already cut the tips off because I don't like the tips on it. I cut the tips off and I cleaned it, and now I got it soaking in some vinegar. And then I'm about to rinse it off. We're gonna have some rice, of course, rice. And we're gonna try this gravy that I bought the other day that I didn't cook. So I'm gonna cook this better than gravy, roasted chicken gravy. And I have some broccoli and cauliflower. I'm gonna steam that, okay? So let's get to rinsing off this chicken, and then I'm going to talk to you guys and do a recap of my 2022 vlogs, y'all. Yes, 2022. If you have not been keeping up, I've been reposting my 2022 vlog for all the people that are new to the channel and you want to get to know me before now. Okay, I privated all of those videos because honestly I tried to start over several times on this channel trying to do something different, didn't really know what to do, so on and so forth. So I'm reposting all of my 2022, not all of them because I skipped over a lot of the working out vlogs and just jump into the real like touching moments in my life that I was sharing at the time. And we're going to do a little recap and talk about it. Or maybe I should do a recap after I'm done cooking and then make a separate eating video. I may do that. But we could talk a little bit about it. And then I'll probably go more into detail with the eating vlog. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned. I'm sorry. Stay tuned to that. Okay, so anyway, I need to get this open. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse those off, the vinegar off of that, because I had it sitting for a little while. So I'm going to rinse that off. Let me throw some gloves on because y'all, I don't like handling no meat without no gloves, honey. I don't do that no more. I used to, but not no more, baby. Not anymore. I don't do that. Okay? So I'm going to throw some gloves on really quick. And then we're going to season this chicken. Oh, I'm gonna season it in that same bowl. I'm gonna season up this chicken, y'all, and I wanted some more of this seasoning flour, but they were out at Kroger's. I have a little bit left, but I'm gonna add some regular flour to it. But this may be enough. I don't know, maybe not, but I had got some of this Kentucky seasoned flour, so I'm gonna use some of this and probably a little bit of regular flour and season it up a little bit more. I don't think I have any more in here. Nope. So yeah. So let's pour this vinegar off and rinse it off really good. Since I soaked it in vinegar, and okay, and frying. I didn't even. I'm doing too much out. But anyway, down here. So that's, I have it on cold water. So rinse these off. The vinegar off of these chickens. And I haven't fried chicken in a long time, and I told myself I'm not gonna fry no more chicken. But you know what? I'm gonna fry it today. We done been baking and having baked chicken. So today I want to just fry it. And that's what I'm gonna do. Rinse it off one more time, guys. y'all, so I am back. This is the chicken, and I'm not going to be using very much seasoning because, like I said, I do have some of that seasoning for the that seasoning packet. I mean, not packet, I'm sorry, the seasoned flour. I can't talk, but I have a seasoned flour, so I'm just going to season this just a little bit because I want to season the flour as well, because I don't have enough. I don't think I'm going to have enough to do all of this chicken, so I'm going to have to add. I'm going to add that into the regular flour that I add with it. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add some. I got me some of this Caribbean all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to put some of this on here. So I'm going to season. Season. I don't like the way it's coming out. Season. There we go. I don't like that. Just going to put a little bit of this on here. I got some of this roasted garlic chicken roasted garlic herb seasoning, so I'll put some of this on here. I got some onion powder, well, I hate to keep shaking and shaking. I just want. And I have some garlic powder. And I have a little, I'm going to put a little bit of this seasoning salt because I don't want it to be too salty. And then I'm going to try to season the flour, because I'm going to add more flour in it. So it'll take away some of the seasoning that's in the packet. If you get what I'm saying, y'all. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying, but y'all know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna put on one glove. I'm gonna try to mix. Ain't that's what she say, mix. So I'm just gonna mix this all together, and I'm not putting no oil in here, y'all. Normally I put my oil in there to make it stick, but I'm not, because. Oh, and I had one more packet of what you call them up here. At least I thought I did. Oh, yeah, I got one more packet of this Sazon. I'm not adding too much oil because I'm about to cook it in oil, so it doesn't make any sense for me to add oil. And this Sazon pack, y'all. I forgot about this packet. I'm gonna put that on there. Alrighty, y'all, this is what the chicken is looking like. And now I'm going to get me a bag, plastic bag. Pull y'all. Alright, so I'm going to get this plastic bag, and I'm going to pour this seasoned flour in here, but I'm going to add some more regular flour. Why? Because I know this is not enough to cook all that chicken. So I'm going to add this whole packet in here. I tried to get another pack, but they were out at Kroger's, and I didn't feel like going to another store. So I told myself, I'm just going to add some regular flour in here and season it just a little bit more, because I know I'm going to add regular flour in here. So I'm adding some all-purpose flour up in here, up in this. I'm going to mix it all together, and I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Y'all heard what I said, not a whole lot, just a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit of everything that I just used. I'm just going to add a little bit more to it. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, like I said. Because I'm not sure if it's going to take away from the extra flour. I don't know if it's going to take up the extra seasoning that I have in here. I'm not sure, but We want to see. I want to see. I just added a little bit more of everything, y'all. Y'all can see what I'm doing. Can't you see what I'm doing? Oh, can't you see what I'm doing? See, I'm just adding a little bit more. This is the garlic powder. And I'm just gonna shake it. Smells good. Smells yummy. Hopefully that's enough seasoning. Because I didn't put that much seasoning on the chicken. Alright. So hopefully that's enough. Okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna wait till the oil heats up because I just put the oil on, and then we can get to frying up this chicken. Okay. Okay, y'all, I am busy. Alright, so now I'm gonna get started frying up this chicken. Okay. So this is my flour, honey. This is my flour. And I cut the tips off, so as you can see. So I'm just gonna shake it up, y'all. That's all I'm gonna do. Shake it up. Shake it up. And I don't want to cook my chicken fast. I really don't. So I'm gonna shake off all the excess flour. Just shake it off, because I don't want nothing dropping down in it. So I'm gonna shake it off in here. Shake it, shake it. And y'all gonna hear that sizzle? Ooh, y'all hear that? I'm gonna show y'all what it look like in a minute. But I don't want to cook my chicken too high on high. I want it to just cook slow, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to fast cook it. I don't want to fast cook my chicken, you know what I'm saying? Let me bring y'all down here so y'all can see what your girl doing. Shake all that excess flour off. I didn't want to use my cast iron, but I went on ahead and use it anyway. That's what the old folk used to use. I really want me a deep fryer. I need to get me another one. I just threw my other one out. I think last month sometime I threw it away. I need a new one. Ooh, that chicken smells good though. And I'm not gonna overcrowd it, so I'm gonna put like one more in here. I remember my mom used to make fried chicken back in the day. Oh my good, you can smell it outside playing. I used to be like, ooh, I can't wait to go home to get in there and eat. Especially my mom used to have dinner ready when we got off the school bus. I can smell it as soon as I hit the yard, y'all. Real for real. Y'all know what I'm talking about? My mom used to have that dinner ready when we got home from school, baby. I ain't had one of them lazy mamas. My mom used to have that food ready when we got home, baby. And at the time, you know, she wasn't working. Yep, she wasn't working at the time. And baby, you can smell the food from up the road. You can smell it, girl. I hate to keep taking my gloves off. I don't want to touch the so let me show y'all what the chicken looking like. Let me show y'all what the chicken looking like, y'all. So this is what the chicken looking like. I got it in between medium and 4 because I don't want to cook it too fast. And yeah, y'all. And I got my napkin right here because I'm going to sit it on this plate with a napkin so the grease can drain out. And yeah, that's what the chicken, the uncooked chicken looking like. Hey guys, I am back and I missed a whole chapter of cooking. I did, y'all. I started looking at the movie, I forget the name of the movie. What was the name of this movie? It was the Regina Lewis story, y'all. Let me tell you, I've been in here boo-hoo crying. Boo-hoo crying, okay? Boo-hoo crying. I am so thankful, okay, that I had a mother that wanted us, who raised us. All 5 kids by herself, despite the difficulties, despite we all know what parents go through. Okay, single mothers on top of that. No mother is perfect, but let me tell you, I love my mama. Okay, no matter what we've been through, no matter what, I love my mama. Because there's some people out here, parents don't even want them. And to see this story, I just be like, oh, I was just telling myself, I will not complain. Because, honey, it could have been 10 times worse, baby. My mom wasn't on no drugs. She wasn't out here partying and doing dumb shit. It was rough for raising us, by herself, on welfare, didn't get a job, still struggling to do it all. So, y'all, just be thankful, okay? Be thankful that you had a mother that stuck by you, because none of our daddies did. None of our daddies. None. My biological dad did nothing for me, okay? Not a sock, not a underwear, not a diaper, not a formula, not a nothing. Okay, the system. WIC. Yeah, they had WIC when my mom was, when our parents was back then. WIC. Medicaid, yeah, all of that. They didn't do shit for me. They didn't do nothing. But anywho, that's another story for another day. But anyway, y'all, I'm sorry I didn't get to cooking with y'all, but I already ate, okay? I had my fried chicken, my rice, and my green beans. And I was supposed to sit down and eat and talk with y'all, but y'all, I got so wrapped up into this movie. And it is such a touching movie. At the end, she ended up finding the lady that was at one of the homes that she was at. And the lady wanted to adopt her, but the black social worker, I guess she was a social worker, didn't want her to adopt her because she felt like the woman was white and the little girl the girl was black, and she felt like the black young girl shouldn't be adopted to a white woman. That lady was getting on my nerves in this movie, really, really bad, okay. But anyway, she ended up freaking finding her. And then when she got older, and the lady ended up still adopting her 23 years later, y'all. Such a good movie. But anyway, I just want to come tell y'all that. But okay, I'm going to do a recap about my 2022 vlogs, like I stated. And I'm probably going to do that later on after I get in the shower and get settled, so I can just be settled and talk to y'all. And go in more detail about what was really going on. Since, I do want to talk about it. And, I did do a story time on my TikTok. And then I also put it on my shorts on here. So if you really want a story time of what really happened, you can go look at my shorts. And you can go see what really happened in that situation. But if you would like for me to redo a story time for a YouTube video, then leave it down in the comments, and I definitely can do that for y'all. So I will see y'all in a few minutes, because I'm about to probably get settled in, take a shower, and then I'm going to come back and talk to y'all, okay? So y'all come back, okay? Go get your popcorn, and we can talk about what was really going on in these videos that I really wasn't vulnerable to talk about then, but I'll talk about it now. Okay, see y'all in a few. Hey you guys, I am finally back. As you can see, I am refreshed, and I've had a nice hot shower, and I'm back to talk to you guys, do a little quick recap of what you guys been seeing the last couple of vlogs, which is back in 2022 when your girl was single, alone, newly living by herself with none of my children, and that person that I was with then. So I was going through a lot. All right. As you can see, my son was here, but y'all didn't see him in the vlogs, but my son was here for the summertime. And it kind of started at the beginning of the summer. The whole situation really was way before my son even got here. It just, like, right before he was coming, things really crumbled and it went downhill, and things were done, things were said, and a lot of misleading things that were going on. So pretty much to go more into detail, when my son actually got here, he had decided to move out. Okay. And it was sucked because my son was here, and I was put in a predicament where it was like, okay, instead of me trying to enjoy my son for the summertime, I was thinking already of, okay, this person is leaving, and I wasn't expecting that person to leave. I was already worrying about the financial aspect of it all because I wasn't expecting that person to leave. Now, I will say I've been doing this all my life by myself, but I was not expecting that person to just jump ship and go. Did I have an idea that things were eventually going to end? Yes. But the way that it happened and the time frame, I wasn't expecting that. And so I was really like stressing about, okay, now I got to do this. Now I got to do that. Oh my gosh. I felt so bad when my son was here because I didn't really get to do nothing with him because I was literally working, trying to prepare for the following month because I will be back at it on my own. I literally have always done it on my own. And it really wasn't like he was paying anything by himself. Everything was half and half. It was no him paying majority of the bills like my husband does now. It was none of that. Okay. It was none of that. So I was so stressing about the next month and months to come that I couldn't even like really focus on my son. Okay, we did get to do a couple of things, but it wasn't what I wanted to do fully while he was here from Texas. Okay, so that moving on to the day that he moved out. He had already moved out like a little bit after my son got here, but he still had things here. So the day that if you saw my vlogs, the day that I dropped my son off at the airport, I was already emotional from him just getting dropped off. The same day he came to pick up the rest of his stuff. Okay. And that was also an emotional moment for me then, because it was like, you know, the reality was like setting in. I'm going to be here by myself. My son, he's going back to Texas, and I'm adjusting to like really living by myself. Before this person even came along, my son was somewhat still here, but he was gone for the summertime. Then my son decided, hey, I want to try it in Texas. So he ended up staying in Texas. Therefore, I was still having someone here with me. My oldest son had already moved into his own place. My oldest son was already, you know, in his own place. So when I say back to living on my own, I mean back to just getting used to living by myself. That was that moment. That person came along when my son decided to stay in Texas. He wanted to stay in Texas. Okay. So at that point, I had already, I one of the vlogs that I didn't post, but I should have posted it, but I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm just going to tell you what it was. It was a time I was Instacarting and something told me to just like go home and just clean up. I don't know why. It was just saying, just go home and clean up. And everything that happens, I feel like God wanted it to happen that way. So I came home and I was just cleaning up, you know, whatever. And I went in my son's room to try to straighten up that room. And for whatever reason, I went in his closet. And I saw that half of that person's clothes were gone. And I'm like, hold up. And I'm just like, So I called that person, and that person was like, no, I was just da 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 da. Really, he was already planning to leave, but didn't tell me that he was going to leave, which is a poor choice of a man that would plot on someone and not even be up straight and honest. I don't even call that type of person a man. Do you know what I mean? If you have to go to that extent, you are wrong, and you know you're wrong, you know? So at that point, I kind of figured, okay, cool. Which I knew something wasn't up. It was a lie. But I won't exclude my accountability. When you keep allowing people in your space, which I did for a couple of years with that person, when you allow people to keep coming in your space like that off and on, you're giving them the ammunition to keep treating you any type of way. And that's exactly what I did, okay? I will take accountability for allowing someone to keep coming in my space and playing with me mentally and emotionally, okay? Mentally and emotionally playing with me. So anyway, that day he moves out, I was an emotional person. After that, I was just trying to get used to, being alone. The struggle was real, y'all. I was working every single day, 7 days a week, tired as a dog, still wanting to vlog, still wanting my YouTube thing to pop off. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to vlog to keep it off my mind. The vlogging really, really, really kept me going. I love doing the vlogs. It kept my mind off of things. It gave me a way to express myself, but not fully, because at that point I wasn't really still open to like really telling all of my business. Like I wasn't really comfortable with like, oh, he did this and he did that. At that point I wasn't really ready to tell all that. I was just really really trying to show my personal experience of living alone, having to financially get myself together, because I was not together financially. I was working 7 days a week on 2 jobs, and I was super tired, y'all. And I was trying to get my health back together, wanting to start back working out and losing some weight and all that stuff. And I think it took a toll on me, y'all. It took a toll on me. And I'm not going to talk too much about it, because I still want y'all to continue to look at what's to come on these 2022 vlogs, which is for me, it's like a personal journal for me, because I'm looking back at these vlogs and I'm like, damn, I really was a hurt woman. Like, I don't ever in my life want to feel that type of pain again in my life. Like, that was the worst situation I think that I've ever been in, because there were there were things that it's still things that I haven't even said that would happen in this situation. But I did do a story time about this situation on my shorts. So if you want to see the story times, I think I did like 9 or 10 parts. It's in my shorts. So if you want to know what fully happened in that time frame, because I met this person in the end of like 2020 or something like that. No, the beginning, was it 20? Whenever COVID started. So it was 2019, the end of 2019. Excuse me. Yeah. The end of 2019. So it was off and on type of situation since the end of 2019. So when I tell you, I will never, ever in my life allow someone to enter into my space whenever they feel. Okay. I will never do that again. But I did do a short story time on that. So if you want to know in detail what really happened, you can go look at that. Or if you prefer for me to drop a vlog about the situation, about the whole situation, the relationship or whatever, I'll do one if you drop it in the comments and want me to do it. But if not, then you can go to my shorts and you will see I have a like an 8-part story time on shorts. Okay, so you can go look at it there. But moral of the story is, y'all, that's where I was. I was on a healing journey. I was on a self-love journey. I was on so many journeys, learning how to love myself again, not beat myself up, stop telling myself what did I do wrong. When we all think that way sometimes when we know we didn't do anything wrong. It's not even us, it's them. It's literally them. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna do a story time on TikTok. I wish I did the story time on my TikTok, but I posted it to my shorts. And never let nobody silence you of your past. Just because you speak on your past does not mean you're not over your past. I'm definitely over my past. I am in a much, much better engaged relationship, okay? Like, literally. And no one can make me feel like shit anymore. Like, I am in a great, 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 great place in my life. I love my husband very, 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 very much. Because a lot of people feel like when you speak on your past, you're not over your past. No, you tell your story because some people may relate to what you've gone through, and you can give other people advice and let them know that, you are not alone in your situation. I've been there. And I am so glad that I will say this. I'm glad that person did what they did, because I don't feel like I would have walked away the way I should have. So I'm glad that they left me the fuck alone, literally. And it's sad to say that sometimes we don't have the strength to say, fuck you, get out. I don't want to. Sometimes we don't have the strength to do that. And also, when we keep allowing people in our lives and God show us who they are, and we keep letting them back in, trust me, it ain't gonna work, because God don't want it to work. If he wanted to work, then none of this stuff would have happened in the first place. So that's why I say, when you see the signs and God giving you signs and he, telling you, no, and things keep happening, that's God's way of showing you and telling you, let it go. He ain't it. Okay? Whatever the situation is, that's not it. So that's where I was in those vlogs, y'all. Just working myself to the bone, super tired, still trying to be healthy. And that was what those vlogs are about. Now, these upcoming vlogs, you will see what happens when you overwork yourself. You will see when, your back is up against the wall and you're going 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 so much to the point to where you put yourself down, meaning down as in just like really down. So you will see in the next couple of vlogs what I had to deal with from working the way I was working with no help. Even I even reached out to that person. That person didn't give a rat's ass that I was sick. And it was just a lot. It was a lot on me at that time. And I was dealing with this by myself. I wasn't talking to nobody about stuff. Eventually, yes, I did talk to my son about some things, but it wasn't like, I was calling him every day. Like, I was literally in here praying and talking to God and turning on me some Sarah Jakes every morning, asking God to just help me through, just get me through, because it was rough. Like, it was fucking rough. And I am so glad that my son was in Texas and didn't have to see me deal with this. I was so glad that my son was back in Texas, because I wouldn't have wanted my son to see me struggling and all this stuff. Like, it was bad. Like, it was rough. It was rough. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys continue to look at my 2022 self-journey vlogs. And I'm not going to I'm not going to just tell you everything, because I want you to watch the vlogs. So drop it down in the comments if you would like for me to do a story time. And if so, I will. Excuse me, y'all. And if you don't, then you can go to my shorts, and I have a 9 or 10 part story time. And it will briefly tell you about the relationship, what happened in detail. Because if you want me to go in detail, let me know in the comments and I'll just do a whole new story time. All right. Because in those story times, I'm pretty much like cleaning and talking. You know, it's like a voiceover. All right. So, but if you want me to do a full blown story time, drop it down in the comments. Okay. So I will see you guys in the next vlog. Please do not forget to catch up or rewind, go back and see what was going on in my life so you can catch up before I start dropping these other vlogs. Okay. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye, y'all.